Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Sam. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for more new car reviews and car content. This is a little bit different from what you might be used to on the channel. I normally review brand new vehicles. However, this vehicle is well over 50 years old. It's the 1967 Ford Mustang. Today I'm going to be going through the features and test driving it and seeing what it's like. I want to say a huge thanks to David Cox, who's the MD of Cox Motor Group. This car isn't currently for sale, but they've got plenty of other brands within the group, so you can check out the links down below. A big thank you to David for allowing me and trusting me with his pride and joy today to give it a good review. Keep watching to the end to see my thoughts. As a younger person that's used to modern vehicles, hybrids, electric vehicles, something completely different altogether, and see how hard is it to live with in the modern day. And actually you might be surprised by some of its very modern features for a 1967 car. Let's get on with the review. The 67 Mustang Fastback can be yours for just $2,814. A choice of 16 different exterior colors and 13 different powertrains, including the 3-speed automatic and the 4-speed synchronized manual. In today's money, that's around $30,000, which coincidentally is about how much a brand new 2024 model Mustang costs in the US. However, we have to get the GT model in the UK. They've started making right-hand drive models though for about 10 years now. The rest were all left-hand drive. Okay, so let's take this for a drive. This has got the deluxe interior because you've got the middle button for the seat belts, and it gives you the chrome dials and things like that, so it's a bit more of a special vehicle. Tighten the belt up. You could actually opt for a 3-point seat belt on this car as well if you wanted it to be a bit more safe. There we go. That's the V8 you can hear there, and this is the 289 engine. So it's 271 brake horsepower to the rear wheels, of course, and it is a V8. It's 4.7 litres, this one. You could get a 6.4 litre V8 as well, which was introduced on the 67 model. That's why it's a bit wider for the big block engines. This is a huge engine, of course, but it's not the best of the best. If you like, this Thunderbird Special one, which is the 6.4 litre, is the most desirable, but this is excellent, and I don't know what else you'd want. It is incredible how much turbochargers have made a huge difference now to vehicles, and how we can get this power out of a car with a 2-litre engine or a 1.5 litre engine is insane, thanks to turbochargers and superchargers. However, this wasn't a thing in 67. We were still on the traditional naturally aspirated cars, so if you wanted more power, you had to have a bigger displacement and a big beefy big block engine like this. Of course, in America, as always, fuel cost has been quite low, so it allows them to be a bit fuel guzzlers, of course. And this is the engine. It is really cool. It says Mustang powered by Ford on the engine, and it looks so clean. It's in excellent condition. It's been really well looked after, you can tell that. It just looks amazing. Yeah, you've got the radiator here. It's just a very raw looking thing. And also, I still can't believe how all of this is possible all those years ago. In 1967, the fact that they could have power steering in a car, they had cruise control optional on some cars, and so much more, even an electric steering wheel and 3-point seatbelt. Hats off to Ford, because this is such an innovative car, and I can see why America just fell in love with it. It does feel massive, even though it's the same width as my Golf. It feels huge. So you've got the 3-speed automatic transmission on this one. The brakes as well, David has said, go easy on the brakes because they are 56 years old. We can go a bit faster down here at the back of the unit. It sounds lovely. And the brakes, yes, you've got to think ahead with these brakes because they're not sharp like a modern car. One thing that really has surprised me about this vehicle is just how light the steering is, because it has power steering. Now, this was one of the safety options with Ford, and it was an optional extra, but you had to opt for it. So they called it a mandatory optional extra at the time. So it was optional, but you had to opt for it. So you still had to pay extra for it. Now, the turning circle, as you can imagine, is pretty awful. But this is not a car about practicality. However, even though it is a muscle car and arguably the muscle car, it was actually sort of affordable back in the day, which is kind of mad to think that this was an affordable option. And this is the Fastback model. Only around 71,000 of these were made in 1967, as opposed to over 400,000 altogether. So most of them were the two-door hardtop. Then it followed by the Fastback, which is actually the most sought after vehicle now. And then the last but not least was the convertible. Honestly, I thought it'd be a lot harder to drive, but it's not hard to drive. And it goes to show that they were onto something with the Mustang. Obviously, it's still a thing. It's still in production, and loads of queues for this 67 Mustang have been brought into the 2024 model. So that's very exciting, I think, that they've done that for like its 60th anniversary. I've gone about 20 miles per hour so far. The only place I can feel like I can give it some is down here. Let's go. That was pretty fun. I'm getting a bit more confident with it. I love this thin steering wheel. It's literally the polar opposite of new cars with the massive fat ones on the BMWs, which I hate. Let's go back to this. Definitely we could take some inspiration from these cars. That's a bit scary. The noise of it is crazy, and it's quite torquey as well, even though it's 271 brake horsepower, which, to be fair, compared to modern cars, is pretty much nothing, especially in an engine this big. We could probably push 1,000 horsepower. I can imagine cruising down the highway in this. It's made for American highway straight roads, not for windy UK country lanes at all. If you want a bit of air conditioning, you got to go the old-fashioned way. And the louvers at the back do open, so you have this flow system for the air, which I'll show you in just a minute. This has got the vinyl interior, and there was 16 different exterior colours to choose from, this one being the Silver Frost. So this interior, I'm led to believe, is the light aqua dark blue crinkle vinyl. So they're all vinyl seats back in the day, which of course isn't like proper leather. Yeah, it's of its time, it's of its era. That's something definitely that I'm glad has kind of stayed in the past, but it's of its time, of course, and it's just that classic feel. I love this colour though, it's stunning, and with the frost silver outside, it's so lovely. It's just a lovely combination, so of its time. You got this double hooded dash, it's padded. This car actually has quite a few safety features, which they say. So it's got the safety glass on the windshield, it's got the padded steering wheel, so that's for your safety. Obviously, not going to do a lot of safety, but there you go. Power assisted steering, which is so light, it's crazy. And then a few other safety things as well, which is great. Like I say, a 3-pointed seatbelt could be opted for as well. And 68 is when they started putting more safety regulations. So 67 was like the last year people really pushed for certain things that you couldn't have in 68, including your emissions and things like that. They were changed for 68 as well. So obviously since then there's been a lot of fun cars out there. This is beautiful. You got the little vinyl visors, and I can say this is in very good condition as well. It's been very well looked after. Of course, as you'd expect from a car nearly 60 years old, there's a few bits and bobs here and there that are coming away or whatever, but it's a testament to the car and to the owners how they looked after it. You can see up here, I'll show you this. It was from Rogers Ford, 4200 W West Wall Street, Midland, Texas. We appreciate your business. Return for service. And it says 82,400 miles, and it's dated the 3rd of August 2020. So that's obviously where it was imported from. Texas, baby, Texas. So this is where this came from. It came from Texas. So it's a proper Texas mobile. It is a proper pony. How cool. It's only done 93,623 miles as well. There's a few more features that I really love on this car. These are the exit door handles. So they lift up, they flip, and then you lift that up and it releases the door. How great is that? And Ford is saying that's for safety. That was another one of their safety features, which are designed to stay shut in the event of an accident for a more secure car. Obviously, the double lock in and then the lock here as well. which will lock the door. There we go. And then you can open the entry steps on both sides in the lovely chrome with the Ford logo there. Something I love as well is how Ford's logo has just stayed the same all these years. A few more features I like is that Mustang badge there and the attention to detail with the colours running through the dash onto the steering wheel. It's not just a plain black wheel. All throughout the seats, all on the headliner, all on the carpets as well. Look at the blue carpet, all matching in. I really hope car makers, maybe, I don't know, look back at their old designs and take some inspiration, just because look how fun this is. You don't see a lot of things like this nowadays. You can always do a funky coloured seat and always tie in the colours inside. It's just so fun and it looks so classic. The Mustang Fastback is a 2+2 design, so technically it's meant to be able to fit 2 adults, full-size adults, in the back. Let's see how true that is. Well, it's a little tight here and you've got a massive window. The seat's not too bad, not too uncomfortable. You've got the actual louvres here which let the fresh air in. So you can have them open or close, open. It has a focal sound system fitted, obviously aftermarket, but great if you want to put your tunes on. It just actually transports you back in time. It's just like, and now I'm just back in the 60s, just back in 67, kicking back in the Mustang. I think it's mad as well that cars have lasted this long, and it just gives you hope, doesn't it, that people love cars and they'll just keep looking after them. It's funny that they've got no headrest. So the front of the Mustang, for the 67 model, they actually widened it. They widened the front track by 2.6 inches and the overall body by 2.7 inches. So the widened track meant for better road handling and obviously gives you more of that muscle car look. It's quite incredible back in the day what they could achieve from a facelift, and also how every year of the Mustang changes slightly. That's not common in lots of cars. It is a common thing in American vehicles though, which each model year has a different slight change to it. In the UK and Europe, we don't really have this. We have maybe 4 or 5 years with tiny tweaks, but each model year isn't always different. Take a look at the beautiful round headlights at the front, the chrome bumpers. It's just so classic and retro. I absolutely love the look. The long bonnet that goes down, your little tiny wing mirror here, and then the flowing lines all the way into the fastback design. It's such an iconic looking car, and you can tell so many companies really took inspiration from the Mustang, and Ford themselves as well has continued the legacy to make it a real iconic vehicle. You had over 100 different options to choose from on your Mustang, and of course the 3 different body styles. This is the 2+2 fastback style. You also had the hard top and you also had the convertible, which was also available with a powered roof as well. Take a look at the lights at the back of this thing. It looks insane. They're 3 separate clusters, and this was introduced for the 67 model. From the start, they had this 3 separate design, but it was all one unit. But this 67 model brought them separately, and that has stuck on the modern vehicles, which you can still see to this day. Also, this short section here has been brought back for the 2024 model. I love the retro cars, I love them, but of course I do love modern cars as well. But it's great to do something slightly different, so thanks again to David. Now also for the 67 model, you've got this concave rear, which just looks so sporty, and also the roofline, the C-pillar that goes all the way down the back. So it used to kind of stop, so it's like a notch effect. It now has a much swoopier look on the 67 model compared to the 64, 65 and 66. This has got the jet black stripes on it, and it's in the frost silver metallic paintwork. As you can see, you've got the 289 badge there, as this is the 271 brake horsepower model. This has got the 17-inch alloy wheels as well, which look great in the gloss black and the silver rim around. Lots of the Mustangs in 67 had white wall tyres, which I love. This is a more of a sporty look though. It looks great, and you can see it's got front disc brakes and rear disc brakes as well. Look at the keys as well. It just says Ford, family of fine cars. It's so cool. I'm gonna open the unit now and get her back inside. Let's bet this beauty in. I really enjoyed doing something a little bit different. It's not what I'd usually do, so it's a bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm so glad I've gone and done it, and I hope you guys like it as well. I might even bring in a different type of audience. I hope to review the 2024 Mustang as well, because that has got so much spirit of this vehicle, and I think having the experience of the retro car will only help if I do go ahead and review the new Mustang. So hopefully, fingers crossed. However, this was such a great opportunity, so thanks again to David. What an incredible vehicle. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.